Okay, so like a lot of you guys, I am very new to Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Rise is pretty much my first experience with Monster Hunter really ever. So as somebody who's not really familiar with the past games, all that, well, it's taken me a little bit longer to kind of get up to speed on what I'm supposed to be doing in Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter games do have a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get past that, it's definitely worth all the time that you put in. So hopefully in today's video, that's what I'm gonna be able to help you guys out with. I'm gonna try to give you some tips for someone just starting out with Monster Hunter from somebody just starting out with Monster Hunter. What's up guys, welcome back or welcome in for the first time. If you are new here, do me a favor, click the link in the description to our Discord. We're in there every day talking about all kinds of stuff, including Monster Hunter. So go ahead and click that link and I'll see you in there after this video. So I think the first thing you really need to know about this game is you kind of just need to take it slow. Now when you first get the game, obviously you're gonna be excited to jump in, start hunting monsters, get out there and see what you can really do. But I'm telling you right now, the best thing for you to do, take it slow. In the beginning of the game, you're gonna go into the village. There's gonna be a lot of tutorial stuff. There's gonna be a lot of stuff where they're just kind of showing you around. This is how you do this is how you do that. Pay attention to that stuff. I didn't. I did not pay attention to that stuff. I was trying to hurry everything along so I could jump in and play with some people online. I ended up having to go back and watch videos just to even figure out what I was supposed to do in the village. So pay attention to the tutorials. It's gonna make things a ton easier once you actually get going in the game. You're gonna know what you're supposed to do and that helps. And not just in the beginning of the game. Really, when you're out fighting monsters, patience is key. This is not like a lot of other games where you kind of go into a boss fight or something and you kind of want to, make sure you kill them before they kill you. That's not really how this is. The best thing to do is go in and make sure that you're not getting hit. Make sure you're dodging. Make sure you're actually being efficient in the way that you're fighting the monsters. You don't have to kill the monster as soon as you see it. In fact, you're definitely not gonna do that. If that's what you're trying to do, you're gonna be the one that ends up dead. So just take it slow. If the monster runs off and let's say you need some stuff, don't feel like you can't just jump back up to camp, get what you need, and then continue on your way. It's totally fine to do that. And I know that seems weird to somebody who hasn't played these games because it was very difficult for me to do. I just wanted to fight, I just wanted to go in there and kill the thing and move on, but that's not really the way that this game works. I mean, if you think about it, the boss fight is the game, so it's going to last a lot longer than like a normal boss fight or something like that would in other types of games. So take it slow in the beginning of the game. Make sure you understand what you're doing. Make sure you're not rushing through all this content, all these fights. You're gonna end up doing a lot better and you're probably going to end up enjoying the game a whole lot more. Now, the second thing on this list I think you guys need to know is pick everything up. Now this kind of goes along with what I was just saying about kind of taking your time when you're fighting the monsters. These maps that you go out on to fight the monsters, they're pretty large and there's a lot of hidden places, a lot of things you can climb up on, and there are things all around these maps to collect. All these things are gonna help you in the game. So you do wanna take your time, again, go around, pick up everything. If you see it and you can pick it up, make sure you pick it up. Because even if you can't use it right now, it may be involved in some type of crafting or something you need to do later, or something you can do with a different weapon that you're not using now, or a different type of the same weapon that you're using right now. You want to pick up literally everything. You're also gonna see things laying around the map, especially after you fight a monster and it runs off. You're gonna see these little things that are like, they have a glow coming off of them. Those are actually pieces of the monster. You wanna make sure you pick up all that stuff. You'll see those laying different places around the maps, but you do want to make sure you get all of those. Any of the little monsters you kill, you wanna make sure you get the parts of those monsters. Make sure you're getting the parts of the big monsters once you do kill them. Remember, you have a time limit before it sends you back to the village, so you definitely wanna get all those parts or you've gone out there for nothing. But all the stuff is gonna be able to be used in the game at some point. So make sure you get it, especially the monster parts. That's how you're gonna upgrade your equipment. All right, the third one here is kind of going back to the first one, but I wanna go a little bit more in depth on this. You need to make sure that you learn everything about the village. There's a lot of stuff going on in the village. There are a lot of people to talk to. There are a lot of different buildings you go in to do different things. There are a lot of people you have to talk to in a sequence sometimes to make sure that you're moving on with the things that you're supposed to be doing. It does get a little bit confusing, but what I'm told, they've actually simplified it from past games, which is crazy, but you want to make sure that you know where everything is. There's actually even a place for your buddies to go train, go out on missions by themselves to bring you things back. I didn't even know they could do that because again, I skipped through the beginning of the game trying to get online to play. This is all stuff I've had to go back and learn after the fact, and I should have known it in the beginning because I didn't take my time. There's even more stuff back in the buddies area. There's a nest on top of a tree that's just gonna give you a bunch of free stuff. No idea that was there. Again, I had to watch a bunch of videos to try to figure out what I was supposed to do, where I was supposed to go, because I didn't pay attention. So, learn the village, learn what area does what, learn why those areas do those things. It's really not that difficult if you just put in a little bit of time instead of jumping right into the online, like I did. All right, the fourth thing we gotta talk about, and this is a big one, this might be one of the biggest ones, you need to eat. There are certain things you need to do before every hunt, but making sure that you eat is probably the most important one. If you don't, you're gonna go out there and find yourself in all kinds of terrible situations. Again, kind of goes back to the last one. You need to know where these places are. There are a few places where you can eat in the village, so familiarize yourself with those places, and they actually make it even easier and faster if you really, don't like taking the time to go pick out a meal. Once you find one you really like, you can actually save it and then just go right back to that one and, just get on with what you're doing. So make sure you eat every hunt, even if you think this is an easy one, I don't need to eat, I'm just gonna go out and do this quickly. No, just get in the habit of eating every single time so you don't forget, especially later in the game. Another really quick one I wanted to mention that someone told me, actually one of the people I played with online the very first time, said do not upgrade the first armor that you start with. And it really is a waste of time because you start getting options for new armor very, very quickly in this game, and you're not gonna really wanna waste time upgrading that old armor when you have all these new ones that are not only better, but they look way, way cooler. So that's just a quick one, but yeah, don't spend any time or effort upgrading your first armor. You're gonna get better stuff, just leave that one alone. The next thing you need to do to make sure that you're actually going to be efficient in this game is train with your weapons. If you're new to Monster Hunter, like me, when I first picked this up, my initial thought was, wow, this combat is clunky, this is not that fun, but that is wrong. The combat is not clunky. I was clunky. You are clunky. It is not the combat. The combat is fine once you learn it. Now again, this goes back to learning the village. There's a whole training area you can go into and you can figure out what each weapon does, how to use them, how to go out there and actually be efficient and not look like a total noob like I did and still do sometimes. And it only takes a little bit of time. Each weapon, as I said, they are very different, but they only have so many different things that they can do, I guess just in different combinations. So really, once you learn the basics of a weapon and you just kind of know how to control it, you're gonna grow from there. So take the time, go train with the weapons that you're going to be using. And that is going to bring me to my last one. Whatever weapon you decide to go with, make sure it's one that you actually want to use. Make sure it's one you're excited about. Now you may be thinking, yeah, why would I pick a weapon that I'm not excited about? Because you can look at these weapons and say, okay, I like this one, but that one looks like it delivers more damage and I could probably eventually be better with this one if I just kind of sucked it up and used this one instead. Don't do that. For example, my weapon of choice is the bow. Is it the strongest weapon in the game? No. Is it the coolest weapon in the game? Hell no. But I like it. And now that I've learned a lot about the bow, I'm actually pretty good with the bow. I know all the combos. I know everything about it. I know how to use it correctly. But that is because I wanted to use the bow. I went into the game liking the bow, wanting to use the bow, so I learned it. Now, as of the recording of this video, it's still the only weapon I use. I'm going to change that because I do know later on in the game, I guess you do kind of need to start using other weapons. It makes it a lot easier to kill certain monsters. Right now, as early as I am, it's not that big of a deal, but I am going to start learning other weapons. But again, make sure the first one that you learn is the one you really want to learn. You're probably going to go further in the game just because, again, it's something you want to do, not something you're making yourself do. So those are my tips, and I'm sure I'm missing some stuff, and if you have started playing Monster Hunter Rise, or maybe you're good at Monster Hunter Rise and you're just watching this video anyway, leave some more tips down in the comments. If we have some good ones, maybe I'll pin them to the top so everybody can see them. And really quick, one more thing I did want to mention. Guys, I'm streaming this game over on Twitch right now. I'm going to leave a link to my Twitch down in the description. Make sure you guys follow me over there. As some of you know, we do live streams here on YouTube, but I'm also doing them over there on Twitch. So I'll leave that link in the description down there with the Discord link. But guys, with all that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you are subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.